We have to tell people how to build this stuff sometime. This is where sheets really come in handy. One of the best functions of Revit is the fact that sheet creation is fast, simple, and organized. All we need to do is create a new sheet and drag a view onto the sheet. Yeah, it's that easy. Let me show you. The first thing I want to do is go to Sprinkler, Floor Plan, One Sprinkler. I know that this probably won't fit on any normal sheet, but the great thing about Revit is we can reduce the scale with no problem at all. So instead of 1/8 of an inch equals a foot, let's reduce it down to 3/32 of an inch equals a foot. All that does is makes our annotations a little bit larger. Now what I want to do is I want to scroll down to Sheets, All. Right-click on Sheets All and select New Sheet. We'll use the default title block that Revit provides. Click OK. Now we have a blank sheet. Let's scroll back up to One Sprinkler, select it. Let's drag it onto the sheet. Let's place it right about here. Perfect. Let's zoom in on the title block. It gives us the name and the scale on which it is. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's scroll up and find callout of One Sprinkler. Let's go to the properties. Let's make sure the subdiscipline is set for Sprinkler. Let's drag callout of One Sprinkler onto our sheet. Let's put it right about here. Notice that it's pretty large. We can select it right here, and we can drop the scale down. Let's drop it down to 1/4 inch equals a foot. That offers some challenges, but that's fine. Go ahead and select your detail. Notice that it says Viewport, Viewport 1. You can do one of two things. You can select your detail viewport, or you can select the actual title block. Let's go ahead and select the viewport itself. Notice that we get little grips that show up. Go ahead and drag this in, and then click off of the viewport. Select the viewport again. Let's move it up about here. Notice that Revit knows where it puts it. Let's go up to our detail. Let's right-click and activate View. In Revit, you can work on the view while you're on the sheet, which is actually pretty cool. Many times, text needs to be stretched back up. Or, for example, if you don't want to see the crop region, we can come down to our View Control toolbar, and we can hide our crop region. We can tell Revit not to let it print, too. Notice everything else is grayed out. When we're done working on the viewport, right-click and deactivate the view. Now, this is a little too high. If we select the viewport itself and we try to move our view title, the whole viewport moves. Click off of it and select only the view title. Hover over it and move it straight down. Zoom out. Hit escape a couple times. One more thing we'll do is we'll rename this view only on the sheet. Go ahead and select your viewport. Let's scroll down till we find title on sheet. With all caps, call it Enlarged Sprinkler Plan. Click Apply. Although it still says callout 1 Sprinkler, we've renamed it to Enlarged Sprinkler Plan. Moving ahead, let's zoom in on the title information. Instead of A101, let's make it FP-101 and click off of it. Notice the scale is as indicated. If every viewport was the same scale, it would give the scale here. Let's just change a few things. Owner will be lynda.com. Project name is Revit MEP. The sheet name is Sprinkler Plan. The project number is 1234567. And you can fill your name in by drawn by and checked by. Zoom out a little bit. Let's scroll down to our sheets. Notice that we have a new sheet in here. We can drill into that sheet. We can see exactly what's on that sheet. Let's make another sheet. Let's right-click on Sheets, All, and go New Sheet. Click OK. Notice that the title information is already going to be filled out. Let's go to our coordination. Let's drag some drafting views onto our sheet. Notice that as we drag views in, Revit will line them up based on the view that it's next to. This is a great way to organize your sheets. I'm going to hit escape a couple times. I'm going to rename this sheet FP500, and it's going to be called Typical Details. So, that was pretty awesome. Think about the time you're going to save with this new workflow.